It's time for us to finally admit that we just might not ever get new music from Rihanna, right? Like that time in her life has passed, okay? Smokey Robinson is being accused of SA by four different women facing a $50 million lawsuit, and the game has lost his house. Let's talk. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are here for another edition of Look at This Here, my take on pop culture, celebrity gossip, hot topics, and so much more. All right. If you guys are brand new to the channel, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought about these three topics. We always do three topics in 20 minutes or less. Let's go ahead and get started, y'all. Let's start off with Rihanna, okay? Rihanna's pregnant. So Rihanna showed up to the Met Gala. We saw casual shots of her right before the Met that showed her baby bump on full display. And then when she popped out at the Met, she popped out at the Met. So shout out to Rihanna. We know that her and her partner, ASAP Rocky, have two children together, RZA and Riot, and they are now expecting their third. So shout out to her. Shout out, shout out, shout out. Um, well, I am happy, always happy for new life and that type of stuff. I selfishly want a new album. But this is what I think. I think that after Rihanna put out Anti, which I think is top to bottom, front to back, start to finish, such a good album. There are no skips on that album to me. I think that Rihanna getting shut out of the Grammys the way that she did, she didn't win anything for Anti. I think that she was just like, F it, because I don't need music, right? We know that Rihanna has become a billionaire at the hands of Fenty. In building her brand and doing all this other stuff. Does Rihanna need music? She doesn't. And I just think that at this point in her life, music is taking a back burner, and that's fine. Again, selfishly, I feel a way about it. Now, I've seen a lot of people that kind of feel that, oh, why isn't she married? She's a baby mama. Rihanna is a billionaire, okay? Rihanna is a billionaire, okay? Billionaire. I don't think Rihanna should marry ASAP. Truth be told, I don't think they need to intertwine and entangle their money and all that type of stuff. I think what they have works for them and their arrangement works for them. And I know y'all are going to get in the comments and scream about broken homes and all that type of stuff. I feel like I hate to say it, but there are certain standards that are different when your tax bracket is up there like that. I think that the situation that they have works for them, and for all we know, they could be married. They could be married, and you know who they didn't tell? You know why? Because we're not privy to that information. But shout out to Rihanna. She looked gorgeous on the Met. ASAP looked, I expected more from him. I truly, truly did. But shout out to Rihanna, shout out to ASAP. And then we are hoping and praying for a safe and healthy pregnancy and baby. But we're not getting R9. R9 might mean 9 kids at the way that they going. All right, y'all, Smokey Robinson. Smokey Robinson was accused of SA by four former employees on Tuesday, May 6th. Okay. So we haven't heard much by way of Smokey's, like his team, his manager, his agent, but apparently he got his ass on the phone with the Daily Mail. I said, "Oh, Smokey." So he is appalled, and he can't speak about it right now. But so the plaintiffs are seeking $50 million, okay? And Smokey has spoken out a little bit, involving this civil lawsuit of SA by his former employees. So in the phone call with the Daily Mail, which is crazy to me that you went to the Daily Mail or you took their phone call, but okay. So on May 7th, he spoke with them. Now, Smokey Robinson is 85 years old, a man of a particular age, but he briefly discussed the allegations against him. Smokey said, "Look, I am appalled, okay? And I cannot speak about this right now." No, you keep your fucking mouth shut, Smokey. You keep your mouth shut. You should have never even got on the phone with them. His attorney did not immediately respond to People magazine. And yeah, of course they didn't. So, what we know so far is that he is being accused of sexual battery, assault, false imprisonment, gender violence, and creating a hostile work environment by four Jane Does who worked for Smokey and for his wife Frances over the period of nearly 20 years. So, in the complaint, it claims that Smokey repeatedly forced his fingers and his, love below into their love below, causing severe and excruciating pain without consent, and also alleged that he would use physical barriers, force, threats of force, and more, such as locking his bedroom door to prevent the women from leaving during these um situations. Okay, now his wife Frances, who he married in 2002, is also named in the lawsuit, as the plaintiffs alleged that she had full knowledge of his prior acts of sexual misconduct and failed to take the appropriate corrective action to prevent his deviant misconduct, even after settling cases with other women who experienced similar alleged assaults at the hands of Smokey. So these four women, they are all housekeepers, okay? And they accuse him of failing to pay the minimum wage and overtime. So I said, Smokey, Smokey, Smokey. So first up, Jane Doe. So she began working for Smokey back in January of 2023, and she claims that she was assaulted by the star at least 7 times before she resigned in February of 2024. So very fresh. Very fresh. So this just happened. Okay. So, according to the complaint, so she and the three other plaintiffs say that they did not report these alleged assaults to authorities for fear of losing their livelihood, familial reprisal, public embarrassment, shame, and humiliation, as well as being threatened and intimidated by Smokey's celebrity status. Jane Doe 2 worked for Smokey from May 2014 to February 2020 and claims that she was assaulted by Smokey at least 23 times. So in her complaint, she's claiming that he forced himself on her and forced her to also perform different acts on him. Jane Doe number 3 says that in her complaint that he took it from her at least 20 times during her tenure, which was from February 2012 to April 2024. Now, when I first read this, when the news first broke, there were a lot of people that pulled that whole, why y'all wait till the last minute? This is fresh. These are fresh. These are within, a couple years. Oh my God. So, Jane Doe number 4 worked with Smokey, or worked for Smokey, from October 2006 to April 2024, when she resigned due to the alleged assaults and sexual harassment. So she also worked as Frances, his wife, her personal assistant, her cook, the hairdresser, and she says in the complaint that Smokey first forced her into his bedroom and took it in 2007, and that such assaults continued before she quit. This does not look good, Smokey. Oh, I told my mom. My mom is a woman of a particular age, and she was mortified, literally mortified. Because, my mom loves her some Smokey, as most women of that age do, right? Smokey, we should have knew what time it was for Smokey when he came out with that damn album called Gasms, and he's been gyrating and rolling his fucking pelvis all up and through these concerts at the tender age of 85. Smokey, what the everlasting fuck? I'm so disappointed in Smokey. I'm disgusted. Like, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous, sir. Not pleased, even like Smokey. So I'll let y'all know what happens with this. I'm sure he's gonna fight it because that's what they all do. But what do y'all think about this? Oh my god. Oh my god. And then let's talk about the game. So, JC, okay? So the game has been forced to sell his California house to satisfy a $7 million judgment, okay? So, according to different court documents, and this is coming from Complex. Complex got these documents. Shout out to them. A judge approved the sale of his Calabasas mansion to help fund the judgment in the amount of $7,130,100 that Priscilla Rainey won against him back in November 2018. So remember, back in the gap, the game was accused, I believe, of assault as well on this particular woman, and he owed her some money. Okay, I thought he had been paying on this money, working on it. I mean, he set his ass on Instagram like he ain't got nothing going on, like everything is cool, worrying about different things that are not his business, always worrying about a woman's hair and how he feels women should smell and taste and all that kind of stuff. So you doing all that bumping of the gums, and here you are sitting on the debt over some bullshit that you did? Okay. So, according to the court documents, in the proposed sale of the dwelling is, or if the proposed sale of the dwelling is likely to produce a high enough bid to satisfy the homestead exemption in any outstanding liens or encumbrances senior to the judgment's creditor's lien, while still leaving some amount able to set or available to satisfy even a part of the creditor's lien, then the court must grant the application of the sale. Basically, what this means is if he's able to sell that house, okay, if there is any money left over for the person that he owes money to, they have to allow that sale. So if the house is worth, if the house is appraised at 4 million and the house sells for 7 million, they have to let that sale go through, and she's gonna get that money. That's what that means. Okay. Back in the day, Priscilla Rainey sued the game in 2015 and claimed that he assaulted her while filming the VH1 show She Got Game. Now, remember, everybody and their mama wanted to have a little dating show after the success of Flavor of Love. And then, remember, I Love New York. We had Real Chance of Love. We had For the Love of Ray J. We started getting these shows for whatever the reason JC had one. Okay. So, during that, back in during this court case in 2015, the game did not show up to enough of court dates, which resulting in the judge ruling in the favor of the plaintiff, which is what happens. You don't bring your ass to court, they're gonna assume you're guilty. Okay. So last year in October, the game was ordered to come to court to justify that his mansion should not be sold to satisfy the debt. So basically, they said, look, you can get the money. You got this house, you're living in this mansion, your kids are grown outside of this new baby you have with Shanice. But you have this money, this equity, sell the house and pay this lady. So in July, the U.S. District Judge Mark C. Scarsey, I think that's how you say it, served the rapper and his manager, Whack 100. Whack 100 is his manager, okay, with a notice of levy, writ of execution, alleging that he transferred the deed to his manager so that Rainey wouldn't be able to get it. So basically, they're saying that the game took his house, signed the deeds to his house over to Whack 100, basically fraud adjacent, so that he can, basically try to hide his money. So the mansion is currently sitting on the house for $4 million, meaning that he still owe her $3 million if it gets sold at that price. Okay. So you sell this house, you get $4 million, that's gonna go to her. That's gonna go to her, and then you still gonna owe her $3 million. So the game has made it very clear in the past he don't plan on paying her anything, regardless of the ruling. So he thought. Okay. So in 2020, the game criticized Priscilla Rainey in a post while letting everyone know what he was up to during the pandemic. This is a quote. He said, "People out here dying from the Rona and blogs out here creating false narratives for this Waffle House roach who doing anything her thirsty ass can to try and take some money from me. I'm enjoying retirement. Y'all been saying she got 7 million for 7 years, and yet here I am laid up tipsy off my fourth quarantine watching Tiger King." Now, see, I just kind of, okay. While he was making light of this situation, Priscilla was doing her due diligences, and later that year, she was granted ownership of Prolific Records, which was the game's record label at the time, and she started to receive royalties from his album Born to Rap, which was released under that. So he wasn't paying her. So she said, "That's okay. I'm going to still get my shit." So last year, she subpoenaed his kid's school district to get documents to prove that he lived in that area. I said, she's not playing with your ass. Right? So now they're telling you, sell your fucking house. Whatever money that you get from that sale, give it to that lady. And if you still owe more money, you still need to do it. Now, I've seen a lot of people, because y'all know Basketball Wives just started. I'm recapping. Go check out my videos. But Basketball Wives just started. Of course, Evelyn and Jennifer are back at odds. And a lot of people are saying, "Evelyn, you need to be more worried about your grandson's father, aka the game, and how he just lost his house. Don't worry about Jennifer and the $1,500 that her husband is allegedly scamming from the girls. You need to be worried about where Shanice and the baby are gonna live." What's gonna happen the game is you think it's all cute and blah 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 and woo woo woo. What's gonna happen is people are really gonna start digging in that shit because they don't like Evelyn. A lot of people don't like Evelyn. They gonna really start digging in your shit. This is not gonna go well for you. Pay that lady her money. Keep your hands to your fucking self, and then you can avoid all these type of issues. Okay. Let me know what you guys thought about these three topics. Rihanna being pregnant. Congrats to her. Do y'all think we're ever going to get more music? Because I don't. I don't think we're ever going to get more music. Let me know what you guys thought about that. Let's talk about Smokey Robinson. How do y'all feel about that? Yikes. Smokey's too old to go to jail for this. Oh my God. And then the game. Let's talk about it down below. I will have another video coming later, and we're going to talk about Doechii, Ray J, and Jesse Williams in the next look at this here. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.